Does giganticism come from the Celts? Thanks for watching me on Sacred Enzyme today. I want to talk to you about a research study that was just published in the last 6 months, and it's talking about a study that came out by the College of, I think it was the William and Mary College. They did a study on the mythology of the Irish people. And the interesting thing is, I've been talking a while about this abnormality that shows up on chromosome number 2 that affects the phenomelanin in individuals' certain bloodlines, and it creates problems with your vagal nerve system. You end up with congenital heart defects. You have early deaths in your family, and you have problems with your glands, and a lot of health problems as a result. Different problems with neurological problems like arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, Alzheimer's, etc., etc. Well, they found during the study that there was a genetic abnormality that was introduced into these family lines about 4,000 years ago from one ancestor. And remember, we talked about the spiritual upgrade 38,000 years ago, and that there's been proof established by the scientific community that the gene number 2, that it has been altered in a way almost like a mistake that they were able to find. And maybe it's a breadcrumb and not a mistake. Maybe it's an intentional, it's just an intentional tag that they left there, so when we got smart enough to figure it out, that we'd figure it out, right? Well, there is a condition, it's called FIPA, and it stands for Familia Isolated Pituitary Adenoma, and or AIP, and it causes a recessive gene that causes gigantism. And I found this really interesting because not only do we have the phenomelanin alteration that causes the red hair, the freckles, the blue eyes, and we know that these blue eyes are also, the blue eye is on the evil eye, and also that a lot of these weird statues that they're digging up now have these bright blue eyes, and I think that's pretty much just an indication that Adam was here, God was here, you know, God made changes, God came back and graded the papers. I don't know what you want to call it, but it just goes to show that 4,000 years ago, that one ancestor introduced this genetic abnormality into the Irish bloodline, the Celtic bloodline. It could have been further back than that. Who knows? You know, all we know is that 4,000 years ago, there was a change in the Irish people's genetic makeup. And it had to do with the way that this phenomelanin affects the body in vitro. And you have all of these things that happen as a result. And I believe that it goes back to the beginning. In the beginning, that when we had this spiritual upgrade 38,000 years ago, we were intended to eat from the garden and no more sacrifices, which means we're not supposed to eat animal cells. That we're not supposed to be eating animals. We're supposed to be eating only fruits and vegetables from the garden and not animals. So I think that that's what we get through these, through this problem with the excessive phosphorus and protein, dense protein. The body can't process it when you have these genetic changes. And also the other thing is that your body doesn't, you have a higher pain threshold, one thing, and two is that your body doesn't process like anesthetic the same way. You also find that you have a lot of twin births in your family. A lot of people in your family have thick legs. Everybody in my family has really thick legs, and it doesn't matter if you're skinny or not, you still got thick legs. And the kids really early have thick legs, and they get tall. Like my brother's kids are over 6'5". And they've been that way since they were probably 12 years old. But thick legs, my nieces have thick legs. It's just it's a family trait. And the other thing is that we have dark eyes. The enzymes don't work, and so you have these very dark eyes. And we always thought in our family it was because we were related to Pocahontas, but I don't think so. I think that we have dark eyes because we have this enzyme problem, and we also have this phenomelanin thing that's different in our body, the way it's produced and the way that it works. And this is one of the side effects of it, is these dark circles under your eyes. And it goes back as far as I can see. I mean, I can go all the way back and look at the earliest depictions of people that have portraits, like I think John Randolph of Roanoke. He's one. You can go back and look at John Randolph of Roanoke. They describe him as having dark eyes, and not having a lot of body hair. Don't have a lot of body hair at all. Like literally, my eyebrows hardly ever grow. But I have no body hair. The men in my family have very little body hair. And so, you know, these are just some things that just reaffirmed to me that we are on the right track here with all of this. We've got to change the stuff that we're putting in our bodies, that we're slowly ending our lives faster by just eating things that's not intended for human consumption. We should only be eating fruits and vegetables. And we shouldn't be eating blood. It's not good for you to eat another being's cells. There's all kind of energy that's attached to blood. There's cells, there's things from the glands that's secreted into the blood. There's emotions. There's all kind of things. When somebody's in a state of fear, the first vagal response is a flight, and you have adrenaline that just bursts out of your glands, because the vagal nerve is the tree of life. So you're eating the fear, you're eating the trauma, you're eating everything from that animal. And there's a lot of naysayers, but I'm going to tell you that in the end, you're going to see that this conclusion is accurate. If people want to be healthy and live a long life and be able to take care of their families and see their grandchildren, you better start looking at your diet. Your medicine is your food. Your food is your medicine. We have to eat to live, not live to eat. Not live to eat. And so I just wanted to bring forth that little information from that study, because I thought that was really, really interesting. That now they're finding all of these hereditary genetic abnormalities that are coming through because we have this altered genome and phenomelanin process. So the guy is here to fix my AC. So part 3 will be coming up next, and I'll catch you on that one. So thanks for spending 8 minutes with me, and when you seek me out, I'll be here, because we're living the past, present, future, all at the same time. So I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.